This is the second example for using database in JSF through resource injection. So this is NetBeans project name provided to you. So to make this example work, we need to configure the project such that first we need to create a database. Name is JSF demo, username app and app. You can choose those names and remember that. And in the database, we create a table named credentials, where you have a username, password, and a login count. The SQL script is also provided. You can use the script to create the database table. And then we need to create a data source named JDBC/JSF demo for resource injection. So let me switch to NetBeans. So this is the example program. So here at the welcome page, we ask for username and password, and then login method is called when command button is clicked. So here Java bin name is a user, but class name is a user bin. To change that in the name, you specify the name you want to go by for this class. So in the JSF pages, I use the user instead of user bin. You can change it that way. And then I want to use a resource injection. Name of the data source is JDBC JSF demo, and that is injected to data source object. Through that data source object, I want to do database operation. So login is action controller when command button is clicked. And then it calls do login. So do login is here. So get the connection from the data source, and then create SQL state. Select the password and login count from credentials table where username is given the name. Then execute the query and get the result. So once you get the result, read the password and then check if it matches with the one provided. If it's matching, then you get the login count from existing table, and then have another statement is update the login count by 1, and then update it. So every time you log in, authentication is done, then login count is incremented. Also, the auto commit is false, so password checking and update all should be done correctly, then we commit, otherwise we roll back. So to make this program work, we need to set up those ones required. Let me show you the PowerPoint again. We need to create a database called the JSF demo with the username app and app as password. So let's do that first. Go to the database. Create a database named JSF demo. Username is app. Password is app. Confirm password app. So created. So JSF demo database is created. So let's connect to it. At this moment, I don't have anything. But here, the schema group name APP appears bold. That is the name of the username to access to the database. When you created this database, you have entered the username and password. So this is a username. So under that username, the schemas are defined. We have no table yet. We need to create a table. Switch back to the PowerPoint. We need a table named credentials with those fields. A SQL script is provided here, so this one creates the required table structure. So let me copy all these ones, and then for this connection, let me execute the SQL command and paste it, and then press this execute icon. Then table is created with those fields, and the initial value is John, PPP, Mary, PPPR, initial username and value. So here is created. If I look into the data stored, so username and password are there. So database is created. So next step is we need to set data source to have access to that, and the data source name is jdbc/jsf demo. Going back to NetBeans project. So in this project, first I need to configure the Glassfish. So at the very beginning, if you did all from the scratch, there's nothing under server resources. If there's something deleted now, as if it's created from the scratch. So create new file icon from Glassfish, choose the JDBC resource. Next then the resource name I'm going to use is jdbc/jsf demo. This is the data source name I'm using in the program. It's new connection pool, default one, and then name of the connection pool. You can choose to give any name, JSF demo connection pool, and then that should be from JSF demo connection. Next, the data source should be connection pool data source. Next, and finish it. So Glassfish is configured such that it connects to the JSF demo table database, and then the username is app, password is app, so that's configured. Next step is we need to add those data source info in web configuration file. So go to the reference and then add. What I'm going to add is JDBC JSF demo. The data source connection pool data source is needed, but there's no such a thing. So anyway, choose data source for now. Now go to the source and then edit this one. So connection pool data source. Save that. If you are not doing from the scratch, but something you use that I gave you, this part may be already there, so delete the resource reference tag and then do this part to add a new one correctly. So now all the configuration is done, so the program should work. So let me erase those parts. So here, user bin resource injection is properly configured, so the program should work. As I run, so John PPP is the password. Login, welcome, whether you ever visited 0 times. Log out. If I enter again, so those information, log out. If I enter again, also for Mary, correct password, so those are done. Login count is correctly recognized, but if I use a wrong password, you'll get the login failed. So this is a demonstration of how to use the database through resource injection.